Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. And if you're returning, how are you today? Well, what I'm going to be discussing in today's video is pretty much going to be confirming, okay, what we've all been discussing and what's the word? Not fearing. Maybe it is. But it's about our power grid, okay? With all of these ransomware attacks and cyber attacks, okay? And just about every single person said, what's next? Our power grid? Well, I was sent this article and I'm going to read it to you because this pretty much confirms it. Okay? And kids, you're going to need a coffee, possibly with an espresso shot for this one, okay? Because this is it, right? So, Energy Chief cites risk of cyber attacks crippling our power grid. Here we go. We knew this was a possibility. We've been saying it for how long? How long? First it was the water, then a meat processing plant. I mean, it's not going to end. It's really not. So, Energy Secretary, okay, her name is Jennifer Granholm. And if you want to look her up, her last name is spelled Granholm, okay? And on Sunday, she called for more public-private cooperation on cyber defenses and said the U.S. adversaries already are capable of using cyber intrusions to shut down the U.S. power grid. I can't say that we have seen this coming, because we have been saying this. For how long? And where do you think it's going to be coming from? And they can't even keep saying, Russia. Can't keep saying that. More like China. Or could be an inside job. Nobody really knows, because you think they're going to let that out? No. So she goes on to say this. I think there are very malign actors who are trying, she said. She added, even as we speak, there are thousands of attacks on all aspects of the energy sector and the private sector generally. Granholm noted, without mentioning the company by name, that Colonial Pipeline was hit in May with a crippling cyber attack by a ransomware group. Colonial temporarily shut down its gasoline distribution networks in the South before paying the $4.4 million to the hackers. She urged energy companies to resist paying ransom. Okay, so here's my question. If you resist paying the ransom, then that means if they hit our power grid and you refuse paying the ransom, that means, guess what? We're without power for God knows how long. Unless they do what they did with the Colonial Pipeline, they pay the ransom, but they paid it in what, Bitcoin, and then they hacked them back and they got the money back and so on and so forth. But the bottom line is, people, whether you're private sector, public sector, whatever, you shouldn't be paying ransomware attacks because it only encourages the bad guys, she says. Whether it encourages them or not, they're going to do it regardless. Regardless, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Granholm even spoke in favor of having a law that would ban paying such ransom, though she said, I don't know whether Congress or the president is at that point. What? Asking whether American adversaries have the capability now of shutting down the U.S. power grid, she said, yes, they do. Ooh, I just got chills. I've got goosebumps. Yes, they do. How I wish I can afford to go totally solar or have an absolute whole house generator and just, oh my Lord. This this right here is literally, I don't want to say scaring me, okay? Because it takes a lot to either scare me, get under my skin, and to offend, okay? It really does. I'm Italian. Nothing offends me. But still, I mean, you literally, I mean, whoa. Yes, they do. American adversaries have the capability now of shutting down the power grid. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said the United States and other countries should talk to countries such as Russia. Here we go. Which is believed to be the origin of some ransomware attacks, but about law enforcement and intelligence cooperation to shut it down. Rice said this would test the reality of how much the Russian government is or is not involved in these attacks. Granholm was on CNN's State of the Union and NBC's Meet the Press, and Rice appeared on Face the Nation on CBS. Who cares what stations they were on? And it just matters what they say and what they know. And holy cow, yes, they can shut us down at any second. Whoa. So, all right. If you've ever been without power for any given reason, okay, whether it's a rolling blackout, a hurricane, a tornado, a blizzard, okay, take what you've learned from that and apply it tenfold, okay? Because if this were to happen, all right, you're going to have to seriously, prepare to wow. When Hurricane Irma hit us, okay, we were without power for 2 weeks, okay? And we were seriously unprepared. Okay, this was before we started prepping and all this stuff, okay? And before we were really seriously aware of what could really, truly happen. Darn it. Hang on. Sorry, a siren went by and my dog started howling, and I didn't want you guys to have to listen to that. They sing their song of their people. Anyway, but we seriously lost everything when it came to Irma. You guys have seen out in my garage, I have a 15 cubic foot freezer out there full of meats. We lost everything. Okay? And I'm sure you know how much it costs to fill up a 15 cubic foot freezer full of meats. That's not cheap. You know what I mean? So just imagine we lost all of it. Okay? And it was so darn hot in here because Irma hit us in, what was it, September of 2017? I believe it was September, right? So just because it's September, it was still boiling balls hot here, okay? And, or was it October? Now I can't remember. Oh my God, isn't that terrible? Holy cow. Anyway. But Irma, I'll never forget it. They swore up and down, it's going to hit the east coast of Florida, east coast of Florida. So what happened? Everyone from the east coast of Florida flocked over to the west coast of Florida, right? And then what happened? That hurricane over here and came right up the west coast of Florida. And it pummeled us. Holy cow. It pummeled us big time. Down power lines everywhere, flooding everywhere. Oh my goodness gracious, it was terrible. I mean, the poor electrician guys who work at like the electric company, I mean, they could not work fast enough. We had other electric companies from other states coming in to help. But still in all, we were without electricity for 2 weeks. And it was difficult, of course, because we have pets. Okay. And Andrew had already graduated high school at this time. He graduated high school in 2016. Okay, so, but still, you know, it's not like we had little kids in the house or anything like that, but still, you know, what concerned me the most was I'm on a lot of medications, and you know that medications have to be kept at room temperature. Otherwise, they can go bad. Now, I'm not talking insulin or anything like that, but any medication can go bad if it's not kept at a decent temperature. Totally unprepared. Totally unprepared. That was so scary. And am I prepared for this? No. No, I'm not. Can I afford to go and get generators, solar panels? No, I cannot, you know. And that's the scary, scary part. Not everyone can afford to do. No. No. We're in hurricane season right now. A hurricane can come and wipe us out. I'd be like, well, there goes that. You know, the only thing I could possibly do is try and pressure can all of my meats that I've got in the freezer. That's the only thing that I could possibly save. Other than that, that's it. You know what I mean? But I'm even with all of my foods that I have pressure canned, they have to be kept in a cool, dark place. I live in Florida. When it's like 100% humidity every day. There's nothing cool, dark place about this place. You know what I mean? I have my air set at 72. And it's not for my comfort. It's because of my prepper pantries. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is just literally food for thought, okay, with our power grid and knowing that, yeah, the American adversaries, yes, they can at any moment, any second, they could shut us down. Holy shite. Man, just prepare, okay? This was our, yep, this is what's coming next. And yep, they just confirmed it. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Stay positive. Stay calm. If you can. Keep prepping. Fear less. That's even possible anymore, you know? Drink coffee. Eat chocolate. I love you.